sure there's silence. Appreciate that. We'll get started here in a second. Our Executive Vice President, Acting AD Ryan Hayes will come up and get the festivities started. So Ryan. Yes, sir.
So thank you all for joining us today. This is a special time for us in the life of the institution. And for the past couple of weeks, I've had the honor, and I truly mean that, the honor of serving as the acting AD. And before I introduce President Pinchot, I wanted to take a few moments to just give some thank yous. So first, most importantly, I want to thank our terrific coaches. You know, all of us would do well to remember and recognize that they're teachers first and always, in fact. So thank you to the coaches for all you do. You know, this building doesn't happen without our industrious staff. I mean, everything you see is a result of their long hours and their unshakable belief in what we do. And just can't thank you enough to every single staff member. And we've got a great group back there. Thank you for all you do. Our amazing donors, the past couple of weeks, they've stepped up in just tremendous ways. And so looking around the room, Tim, and Ron, and Larry, and Steve, Peg, they really pulled together and positioned us to go get a great leader. That says something about this organization. Thank you. And finally, I just want to thank my family. Laura, you know that I can't say no when it comes to President asking for a favor, and so thank you for your patience and understanding. So to everyone in the building, you know, from the bottom of my heart, I just want to thank you. Thank you for teaching me so much in such a little amount of time. But the real reason we're here, the real reason for this new season, is because we have an amazing announcement to make. So it is my honor and pleasure to introduce the 30th president of the University of Cincinnati, and trust me, the best boss you'll ever have, Dr. Neville Pinchot.
Well, good afternoon, everybody, and thank you, Ryan. Thank you, everybody, for being here today for this terrific announcement. Before I get started with the announcement, I do want to echo what Ryan said, and I want to thank all of the staff in the athletics department for a terrific transition. Thank you for everything you do every day. It is greatly appreciated. And you know, I always say students are at the center, and you make sure every day that that is the case. So thank you so much for all that you do. With respect to this announcement, I also have another thank you, and that is to the search committee that helped us identify and bring to Cincinnati such a terrific athletic director. I want to start by first thanking the co-chair of the search committee, Mr. Ron Brown, who is also vice chair of our board of trustees and the chair-elect of the board of trustees. So Ron is here. Is Ron? There you are, Ron. I told you I'm not good at crowds. I don't pick up faces well, but didn't see you at first glance. And then to the other 11 members of our search committee, your perspectives have been invaluable, greatly contributing to our ability to select a top caliber talent that will be the best fit to lead our Bearcats nation into the future. The committee membership included alumni, loyal Bearcats, business leaders, donors, community leaders, academic leadership, faculty, and student athletes. We really put the candidates through the ringer before we selected John. An ex officio member of our committee was our acting athletic director, Ryan Hayes. I want to thank Ryan both personally and on behalf of our Bearcats community for taking on yet another responsibility on top of his very big job as Executive Vice President and Chief of Staff of the Office of the President. And I feel, having heard your thanks to Lori, that I thank both Ryan and Lori for all that they have done. So thank you so much for stepping up at this time when your university needed you. Now to the big announcement and welcome. It is with tremendous Bearcats pride and excitement that I welcome to the University of Cincinnati family our new athletics director, John Cunningham. John's career in athletics administration spans 14 years. He has overseen external operations at 3 NCAA Division I athletic departments within 3 different conferences, and served as a sports administrator for bowl teams, conference championship teams, and NCAA tournament teams. He comes to us from the University of Minnesota, where he has served as Deputy Athletic Director for Administration since 2016. At Minnesota, he has overseen the day-to-day administrative operations of the athletics department and oversees its external areas, including the Gopher Digital Productions, marketing, media relations, and the development office. With the Golden Gophers, he was part of the fundraising and implementation of the Gophers Athletic Village, a privately funded project of $166 million, adding more than 338,000 square feet of new space for academic, leadership, nutrition, practice, and team support for all sports. The project marked the first significant addition to the facilities used by Minnesota's student athletes for study and training in more than 30 years. During John's tenure in Minnesota, philanthropic support increased each fiscal year over 3 years. He also served as liaison for the university's Big Ten media rights contract and was part of the university team that secured $11.2 million in naming rights deal for its arena. Prior to joining the Gophers, John served as Deputy Athletics Director at Syracuse University and in a variety of athletics administrative roles at Boise State University, Texas Christian University, and at the University of Maryland. His background also includes compliance. John earned his law degree at the University of Nebraska College of Law in 2005 and earned his undergraduate degree graduating summa cum laude from the Texas Christian University in 2001. Whether it's fundraising, fan engagement, or personnel selection, John has created a track record that proves to us he is ready for what's next. Not just ready, but hungry and eager. Coming from his hometown of Lincoln, Nebraska, John is grounded in the same kind of Midwestern values, grit, honesty, and integrity that our region and our people share. His fresh perspective, leadership, and wide-ranging experience will be great assets as we build on the success of our student athletes and our program's competitiveness. He is the right leader at the right time to lead our Bearcats into the future. I am also delighted that our UC family will now include John's wonderful wife, Caitlin. And Caitlin is sitting here to my right with her 2 beautiful 7-year-old boys, Gus and Hank. You want to wave, Gus? You want to wave, Hank? There you go. They're Bearcats now. Welcome to the Bearcats family and to Cincinnati. John, we have something here to welcome you to UC and the Bearcats family. Get this to you. Here we go. Bearcat shirt and a hat. How about you want to wear this hat for a minute?
Yeah, we'll do that.
Okay. There you go. So welcome. I'll move a little bit to the left there so we get a better picture of you. So much welcome.
Thank you, President Pinto, for that introduction, and thank you all for being here today. I know it was a very busy day with signing day. I am humbled, I'm honored, and I'm absolutely thrilled to be introduced today as the new athletic director at the University of Cincinnati. I can tell you that I have a true appreciation for the magnitude of this job and the responsibility that comes with it to serve our 500 student athletes, our athletic staff, and our tremendous coaches, as we collectively represent this university and bring pride to the university and to all Bearcat fans. If you would allow me just a few minutes to thank some of the people that have made this possible. For me, first and foremost, it will always start with my family. My wife, Caitlin, and our twin boys, Gus and Hank. Thank you for your love, your support, and your trust. Jobs in college athletics truly are lifestyles for the families that are involved. And I love intertwining my family into a college athletics department. It's been one of the true joys of my professional life. I look forward to doing the same at Cincinnati. Trust me, in addition to me, you're getting 3 huge Bearcat fans with this group. And I know that Gus and Hank probably are studying depth charts and figuring out who we're playing in the future. They are locked in and they're ready to go. I also want to thank my parents. I want to thank my sister and her family and my in-laws for their continued love and support. My value system today stems directly from my parents and the way that they raised my sister and me. I would like to thank President Pinto and the search committee and all those that were part of the interview and search process. President Pinto developed a search process in which I felt empowered to be myself, to ask key questions, have honest conversations, and ensure that my family and I felt comfortable with this transition. I met with coaches, staff, faculty, donors, and an amazing national championship student athlete. I very quickly recognized that the passion of the athletic staff for Bearcat athletics and the respect and the vision and the leadership of President Pinto. I appreciate his trust in me to take on this important role within the university. I want to thank Mike Bone and previous directors of this department for laying a foundation of success. I want to thank Ryan Hayes for his extensive work as interim athletic director during this time of transition. Finally, I want to thank those whom I have worked with and I've worked for in college athletics. This is an amazing profession with so many people that believe in the impact that athletics can have on the college experience. I have been blessed to be around amazing colleagues and to learn from many great leaders. I specifically want to thank Mark Coyle and his family. I would not be here today without his guidance, his friendship, and his mentorship. He is a true servant leader, and his impact has and continues to be felt by so many in my profession. All right, now on to the future of Bearcat athletics. I have 3 core principles that guide my work and have since my time at Boise State, and I will bring them as a bedrock to what we're going to do at UC. First, I will strive to lead an athletics department that connects with our community. As President Pinto said, I grew up in Lincoln, Nebraska, and from a very early age, I understood how college athletics can bring people together and form a bond between the university and a community. My heroes were college student athletes, and my heroes were their coaches. We need to connect Cincinnati community to the amazing young men and women wearing Cincinnati on their uniforms and the coaches who lead them. There are 300,000 living alumni of this university. Over the past 10 years, 54% of those that graduated from Cincinnati stayed in Cincinnati. There is affinity built into this community. We need Cincinnati alumni and fans to come together and rally around these young people that step onto conference and national stages and represent this university. In turn, and this is on us and this is on me, this athletics department will make you proud to be a fan, both in how we compete and how we win, as well as how we serve and give back to this city. Every 4th grader in Cincinnati should have a Bearcat t-shirt. We need more Bearcat t-shirts and fewer Buckeye t-shirts. That's the type of movement that I want to make. Something that simple, something as simple as a t-shirt, can build affinity and support for a long time. We want our fans to buy tickets and attend events, but we also want our fans to connect with all of our programs, all of our coaches, all of our student athletes in a very unique way. We will continue to connect with the corporate base in Cincinnati, always telling our story of success. We need that base's support to fill our stadiums and our arenas. So connecting with our community is one of our guiding principles. Secondly, we will use athletics to enhance and propel the University of Cincinnati. With the help and support of this fan base, this athletics department will continue to do special things. We will win American Conference championships, we'll compete in bowl games, we'll compete for national championships. And in doing these special things, we will continue to put the university on a national platform. And we will use this platform to highlight this remarkable top 35 public research institution. We will propel this university by holding our coaches to an expectation that they will recruit the very best young men and women to represent the University of Cincinnati in a first-class manner. That's what Next Lives Here means. After speaking to Coach Fickle and learning more about him, I am confident that the class that he just introduced, this new football student-athlete class, fits that mold. We will enhance the university by providing an exhilarating experience for our student body. They will remember going to games with their friends and cheering on the Bearcats. There is no better name for a student section than the Ruckus. It's the heartbeat of Bearcat athletics. That's the vibe that we want to create and the fun that we want to provide to our students. Many say that athletics is the front porch of a university, and we will do our part to welcome the world to the University of Cincinnati through athletics. Thirdly, and perhaps most importantly, we will strive to change the lives of our student athletes as they prepare to change the world. Athletics is one piece of the overall educational experience that our student athletes will receive at Cincinnati, and we must strive to provide them with a world-class experience. College athletics is a tremendous training ground for leaders. Student athletes experience pressures, wins, losses, ups, downs, but they also have extensive leadership training. They function with discipline and hard work. They are not soft. They are guided, instructed, and trained by leaders of men and women who make up our Cincinnati coaching staff. These student athletes, upon graduation, are and will be dedicated, powerful future employees. An extension of connecting with the community is connecting with business leaders and making sure they understand the high quality of young people that are graduating from our athletics department. We need to provide meaningful opportunities for our student athletes once they graduate and finish with their college athletics career. And in turn, these young people will give back to this community. Many will come to Cincinnati to play sports for 4 or 5 years, but they'll stay in Cincinnati for 40 years. I heard it once said by an athletics director that student athletes do not disrupt our business, they are our business. I will work hard to make sure our athletics department never forgets that student athletes are at the core of everything that we do, and that our values and work reflect care and concern for all student athletes that come to our program. Cincinnati athletics will win, and it will win the right way, with an emphasis on the development and education of the student athlete. We have work to do. I'm excited for this challenge, and my family and I cannot wait to call Cincinnati home. Thank you again, and go Bearcats.